Alright, so we're making this video because I realized that I haven't even done an Okeechobee recap or talked to anybody about anything about qualifying for the Elite Series. It's incredible. I've been doing it for 5 years, and the guys that have followed me, thank you guys so much for following along everything that I've done through the Opens, and I can't believe that I made it. I can't believe that I made it, but it's surreal even knowing that, like, next year, like, they're going to let me go fish the Elites. Like, y'all going to let me in this dirt? Like, it's pretty crazy to even think about. But when I qualified for the Elite Series, people come out of the woodworks, people that I didn't even know that were following along with me, and it's just, Oklahoma just showed, like, the support for, I guess, the Oklahoma guy, you know, that had the chance to qualify for the Elite Series, and it's been incredible, and I appreciate every single buddy that reached out. And I mean, I'm sorry if I didn't get back to everybody. I'm still going through my phone, getting back with people. You know, if you got my phone number, call me. And so I'm doing my best. But I'm kind of going to recap what went down in that Okeechobee tournament. There's going to be a tournament video, and it's going to be awesome. Mason's working on it right now. You're going to get to see the whole thing. But I'm going to kind of talk about things that happened during the tournament that really were freaking absolutely incredible. I mean, I didn't expect it to go that way. But we'll kind of start with, we're going to have to start kind of with practice. Matt Adams and I. If you guys watch Bass Live, you know who Matt Adams is. He's made a bajillion top 10s in just 2 years. That's my practice partner. It's the only person that I share information with. I trust him with anything. If you guys don't follow Matt Adams, go follow him. He is one of the best dudes you'll ever meet. And you know, at the end of the story, if you don't already know the outcome, it's kind of a sad story. You know what? I made the Elite Series, and I'm happy, but none of this would have happened if it weren't for Matt. But anyways, so we're gonna go into practice. Cold front. I think the best thing to do is to fish in the canals. So first day I fished on the lake. It was tough. Had 2 bites. One was an 8-pounder. One was a 2.5. Cold front comes in. I go to the canal. Me and Matt both find these fish. Day 1, easy. Go in there, drop 19 pounds. Now, hold on. Not easy because I'm making an 1.5-hour run one way and then an 1.5-hour run back. First day I go in there, catch 19 pounds. These fish are on bait. These fish are underneath this tilapia and everything. And anyways, catch 19 pounds. Matt catches 15 pounds. I'm in second in the tournament. Matt's in 5th. Day 2. This is the day. This is the day that I think I got the most Bass Live coverage. If you watch Bassmaster Live. And it's because that's where the drama was. You know, trying to make the Elite Series. And I think the math ended up being that I needed to catch 1 fish that weighed 4 pounds, or just 4 pounds in general to make the Elite Series. Matt needed to catch 8 pounds because we did our job the first day. So we both get in there, and we're not catching, neither one of us are catching anything. Matt tries a boat flip, a 4-pounder, breaks it off. You know, Matt, things that happen, Matt broke his boat on those way there. He decided to drive across the middle of Lake Okeechobee, which if you ever go to Lake Okeechobee, don't do that. It's really rough out there, even though it doesn't look like it. So Matt breaks his boat, all his stuff's broken. He gets there, breaks that fish off, and if you know Matt, he kind of starts to spin. And I think that's kind of what happened. And day 1, me and Matt were the guys catching him around everybody. Day 2 was not the case. And I truly believe that if we weren't both trying to qualify for the Elite Series, we would have went 1 and 2 in this tournament. But we had that thing hanging over our head that we had to make the Elite Series. So day 2, I make the move. I'm going to go, I catch a 4-pounder in that area. Matt's still sitting on 0. I make the move that I've got to stretch down the lake, or down the canal that I caught some fish on at practice. It was actually pretty decent. And I go down it, and I catch a 3.5, and I catch a 6. So now I have 3 for 13 pounds. Now I only needed, in my mind, I needed 7 pounds. So the second fish bumps me up to almost 8 pounds, so I'm thinking I made the Elite Series, which I did. And so I've got 13 pounds. And so now winning the tournament completely goes out of my head. And I don't know if people saw this on Bassmaster Live, but the first thing that came into my head was, oh my gosh, I just did it. I'm leaving and I'm going to go get Matt, because if he can finish, I had gone maybe 50 yards on the stretch and caught 2. Now he only needs 2 bites and the quality fish that we're catching. So I'm like, my mind goes, I need to go get Matt. So I go get Matt, and I don't know why, but he fishes that stretch. It's about a 200-yard stretch. I had fished 50 yards of it, so he had 150 yards to fish. And I don't know why, but it just didn't happen for him. I really wish it would have, and it sucks. And it Matt ended up not making the elites. And day 2, I make the elites, and then I make the cut. I'm in tied for second place going into the final day. And I just didn't get a big bite on the final day, and I didn't win, which was the goal on day 3. But it sucks. That's my boy, Matt. I feel for you. You know, he was the last man out last year, too. And so Matt will be back. Guys that know Matt have asked me questions. Is Matt coming back? Matt is probably not going to come back this year. He's going to fish locally, and then maybe the next year he'll be back. And I think that Matt's a good enough dude. He sells enough product that I feel like he can get the sponsor dollars he needs to fish the opens. I think that's some of the issue, because it is a financial burden fishing the opens. But Matt will be back. He will make the Elite Series, and he will be on there with me. So, moving forward, you guys are sitting on top of my boat right now. The old boat. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. There is a new boat that will be in this garage with a company that I will be working with for 2026, which is incredible to even say. I mean, I've never even thought about working with one of these boat companies that we've all heard and know and been in. You know, it's pretty wild. I will release that at the Bass Tank whenever we get my boat rigged. And, oh yeah, shocker, Bass Tank is going to be one of the sponsors that are still with us for next year. They're going to be rigging my boat. Some new things going to be in the boat. Some mostly the same companies, but some new companies. Yeah, so we're going to get the new boat. Got to get it wrapped. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's going to be some new companies that I think you guys might like. Honestly, some companies you might have never heard of that are kind of starting to make a little bit of a push in the fishing industry. So some of that going on. My wife and so whenever I made the Elite Series podcast, immediately, Dave Mercer, Matt, my buddy BTL, Bassmaster podcast, and they call me, and I've been telling everybody that Shine and I are going to do the camper deal. We're going to do the camper deal. Well, Shine and I just had the conversation that I don't think we're going to do the camper deal the first year, because we have a young kid, and she is 5 months old, and I think that this year it might be a little bit tough because we have dogs. It might be a little bit tough doing the camper deal for the first year, and yeah, so we're just going to do the Airbnb route for this year, and next year we'll probably do the camper deal. But fishing the Bassmaster Elite Series for 2026, and thank you guys so much for supporting me, and I am going to be reaching out to one of you guys. I know that I posted a video on my Instagram, and I didn't forget about you. About if I make the Elite Series, I'm going to send the rod that I made the Elite Series on to one of my subscribers, followers on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm going to go through, and I'm going to be reaching out to you, and I'm going to send you a rod. It is going to be the rod, not a new rod. It is going to be the rod I made the Elite Series on. It is a 7.2 medium from F5 Rods. Gonna be with spoiler alert, we're gonna be with F5 again next year. Based out of Oklahoma. Brad's my boy. Kidding me? You stick with me in the Opens, and then you stick with me to the Elite Series. Let's go. So, gonna be sending that rod out, and look at all these. Those are all the new Ghost Code Mark IIs that I have been kind of shuffling, switching out. All the ones on my deck are I just haven't taken the time to re-spool everything. There's about 7 rods on my deck that are all the new Mark IIs, and same blank, same everything, just look a lot cooler. But yeah, we're gonna have some new companies I'm working with. Bassmaster Elite Series 2026. I can't believe they're letting me fish. Like, y'all let me fish y'all's derbs? I'm gonna show up and they're actually gonna let me go. So, gonna catch them in 2026. Goal is Rookie of the Year. And everybody's just win a blue trophy. I want to win a blue trophy, and why not win Angler of the Year? Why not? I mean, we got a split schedule, scoping, non-scoping. Like, that's my stuff. Like, let's go. Thank you guys for following along. Thanks for watching this video. Mason will have the Florida video out soon. It is awesome. See you later.